Logan Paul is scrambling to save his career. Oh my goodness. Drama!
Bet you've never been this close to a celebrity before, huh? You have a prime. Yeah, go ahead and drink that.
Drama, drama, drama. How did I pause?
Last time we talked about this
I was shaking my sneak. I wasn't even holding anything.
situation, we covered how Logan Paul made a terrible response video to CoffeeZilla's 3-part series exposing the behind the scenes of the CryptoZoo project. And to give you guys an idea of how bad Logan Paul's response was, he turned off the comments shortly after releasing it. But
when
TLDR,
you turn
if you
off
didn't...
the comments, that is a big sign of like, you don't want to hear any critique. You don't want to encourage people to actually make an opinion about you. That's
see that video.
bad.
Essentially, Logan Paul spent about 7 minutes deflecting and just removing himself from any blame and even attacking the characters that CoffeeZilla interviewed and Coffee himself. With the icing on the cake being that Logan Paul threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation. So if that actually happens, I'm sure this situation is going to blow up about 10 times bigger, and Discovery, that's going to be a blast. But he went on to drop a podcast titled Logan Paul Addresses Crypto Scam Allegations, Apologizes to George for Mocking Faith, because those were the two main things that Logan Paul was in hot water for. But in this video, we'll be only covering the CryptoZoo aspect and just getting you guys up to date with that. What's entertaining about this podcast is it was clearly recorded before Logan Paul released that original video, so he had no idea what the response was like. Because in this podcast, he gives off the vibe that he made a great response video. So today we're going through the main points and then the aftermath of this podcast. And of course, Mike claims he's going to be giving the hard questions and play the other side, when in reality, those questions are softer than fake butter.
I'm going to try to take the reins of the opposing viewpoint today, as I generally do on the show. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that may be, I don't know, easy, hard to answer, whatever. Why did you sign off as logs, by the way? There was a lot of for that. Because I'm just curious what else is there's going to be about this, like where this goes, where the story goes, once it's been determined that there was not malintent, a scam did not take place. There was a misfire or some sort of, you know, malpractice on behalf of some of the people involved in the project who will be held accountable, and there is a plan moving forward. Does it sound like those are the 4 main pillars of what's happening here? Listen, I said I'm going to play the other side.
Yeah, really playing the other side here, Mike.
While we made no money on the project, which I think kills the scam.
What is the idea? Bringing your best friends to play the other side. Of course he will root for you. He will just put these ideas out there, but he will not even once try to question you once you give your opinion about it. You can't do that. You need to actually bring someone who is informed, who is actually against the idea, and who truly believes in the wrongdoing that you did, that you made. Oh yeah, let my best friend act as if he is against me, and I will... Like, what?
Narrative immediately.
Well,
Joke?
you didn't, but your business partners did. Just because you got scammed doesn't mean that your audience didn't. In this case, Logan was the shepherd who brought his sheep to the wolves, and he wants to sit there like he doesn't have any blood on his hands. Like,
Nah, brah, if you are the one that is in between, you know, you are the one who is bringing the audience or the customers to whatever it is, and you are promoting it, of course you're to blame.
guess what? It's still there.
What
You're
was
the face
your
of it.
intent with CryptoZoo as a project?
I really thought it was going to be the next big thing. It was my first foray into creating a project on the blockchain. My intent was to make the next Pokemon, essentially.
So you hired the guy who sold you a fake Pokemon card box to advise your Web3 Pokemon game. Something must be missing here, right? This just doesn't seem right at all. It makes me rethink if Logan actually knew he was getting fake Pokemon cards.
People seem to really discount the art, which I felt truthfully wasn't fair.
Because they were Adobe stock photos.
Yes, I
You
know.
know how hard it is
let me
to merge animals that do exist into an animal that doesn't exist and make it look like a real animal.
I'm gonna ask you-
I'll just say it right now, bro. If you take an animal from CryptoZoo and like a picture of a monkey wearing a hat and go ask like someone on the street, like, hey, which of these is more captivating to you? Something tells me the animal that doesn't exist that looks like a real hybrid animal is probably gonna win.
That doesn't change the fact that they were Adobe stock photos.
Yeah, like the idea is there, and we get the idea. But you are using a source material that is not you're not even crediting it. Like, it's copyright infringement at this point. And you're letting other people do the same.
They should have been animated. This is apparently a screenshot from someone's CryptoZoo collection. This is a...
that's what that, like, they open eggs or something and that's what they got?
Collection. This is abysmal. The project had a big enough budget for it to have its own art style, not Adobe stock photos morphed into each other.
Like, this is what AI generate. Like, right now, what we have with AI.
Look at you
That
like
does
somebody
so
they wanna
much
be
better.
like, they want to achieve like. And so when they invested in your project, remember, they don't have our lifestyle, so they're working
For free, by the way.
paycheck to paycheck. So when they go, yeah, Logan's involved in this, I know it's going to win because I've watched this guy win, and I want to be like this guy. So I'm going to invest my hard-earned money. From their point of view, I get your guys' point of view because you're dealing with a legal team, you're dealing with all the people that did you wrong. But from their stance, they go, how dare you go and open up 2 other projects when I just wasted my hard-earned money on something that I believed you would do.
See, I feel like George is kind of getting it here. Logan isn't, though. I wish he did. But TLDR, this is Logan's response to that.
They don't get it. Logan doesn't get it because he doesn't know how it is to actually, for people who don't have a lot of money and they believe in something, in the creator, and when he says something, they put all their trust and their belief and their money into it, and then they lose, and then they're in trouble, in a big poo-poo. And that's where this guy comes from. Logan is like, oh, I just wasted $2 more million of my money. It's fine. I can make it in 2 days. Some people can't, all right? Some people don't have that luxury.
It was like a mountain that collapsed one after the other this massive forest fire would come up. I thought we put it out and then something else would happen. And then my legal team goes, yo, there is criminal investigation going on. It is best to stay silent at this moment.
I feel like he just should have been transparent about there was an ongoing investigation. This would have saved everyone a lot of a headache. Coffee probably would have still made his videos, but Logan would have a little bit more ground to stand on.
Like, you have to always let us know if you are in the, like, if you're not saying anything, you're the guilty part. Everybody will say, oh, he's silent because he's guilty. Silence is a sign of guiltiness. So if you have a legal, of course, we understand then. You cannot say anything. But you have to let us know then, you know?
Here.
The answer is yes, George. I'm not a scammer. I have the best intentions, and I will make this right for the people who believed in me. You know how adamant I was about fixing all of this and making this right. And for a year, I was told I couldn't say anything. And then CoffeeZilla series came out, and I called you guys and I said, I'm making a statement. I don't give a I spent days writing this thing, figuring out how I could
Wait. So you made a whole statement, days figuring it out, and your whole statement was just shitting on the guy and not at all talking about the people that you used, not talking about the actual nothing. He was just talking about CoffeeZilla and how bad his team is or whatever, discrediting whatever CoffeeZilla was saying in that. Like, he's like doing a video where he says, oh, CoffeeZilla is actually a bad guy, you should not listen to him at all. That's his video. What about all the questions that have already been asked? I mean, we have brain, we can think.
The obvious holes in CoffeeZilla's defamation and arguments and manipulation of this story, because at the end of the day,
I think CoffeeZilla manipulates. CoffeeZilla gives you all the evidence. CoffeeZilla gives you everything there. You are more than welcome to search for yourself. There is Google, there is researches, sources everywhere. You can do your own thing and come up with your own truth. You know, that's not manipulation. It's his thought, it's his opinion. You can agree and disagree, but I don't think anything he said was wrong.
Story. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I don't know what to believe.
Shouldn't he just be apologizing to his fans, though, and thanking Coffee if he's learning stuff from Coffee's document series? But what's wild, though, is George made a pretty good point, and then they just cut it to Big Mike playing the other side here, just segueing the conversation away from the good point.
None of these quests would be completed without your team. And when you win, we celebrate together. What I need this team to start doing is when you guys take a dip, you gotta stop pointing the fingers at each other.
When all this broke, when we were in Qatar, I'll kind of remember this. We were in the spa one day, and I saw the pain in your, and this, like I said, this is not going to turn into a victim thing. I just want to point this out.
That's exactly what it turned into. George made a good point. They cut out the awkward silence and then just kind of cut it to, hey, Big Mike here. Let's segue to some irrelevant story to take away from that. Mike is the kind of guy you'd find staring at a carton of orange juice in the middle of the night because it has concentrate printed on it.
It's where coffee up.
Bro,
is by
honestly
targeting
agree.
me as some
This
malicious,
Mike,
evil
dude.
supervillain. If he had told
I don't think Mike ever said anything that I was like, makes me think about it. You know, the guy is just
is
playing,
by targeting
bro.
me as some malicious, evil supervillain. If he had told this story objectively and told the story without vilifying me, regardless, we're still making this right. But in my opinion, that's where it got twisted and hurt the most.
Well, until you make it right, you're one of the villains in the story, Logan.
I want to put smiles on you guys' faces. It's why I do what I do. I love being able to come on these platforms and express myself.
I love money. The smell of money. Oof, easy money. Yeah, I love that.
Every week. And if it hurts that mission statement that I've had since I was 8 years old posting online was tainted by this dude who had an agenda.
No, it was tainted because you created something that scammed your fans out of millions of dollars.
He just messed up by pointing the finger 100% at me and saying that there was any sort of fraud or scam taking place intentionally. Not even taking place intentionally, just taking place on my behalf.
Why did you block him on Twitter?
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little annoying gnat, and it bothers me. He won. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent I've had. I'm not kidding. The guy's good. He's
very smart.
He's very smart. He manipulates and twists the truth just the way he wants to get his people to believe a certain thing. He's good.
Dude, it's your project. You're accountable for what happens to it. You created the project and you promoted it to your audience. And then you had the audacity to say that Coffee didn't verify backgrounds.
Because he doesn't verify backgrounds or, like I said, substantiate any evidence.
Bro, what? And this is clearly turning into a massive headache for Logan because I just noticed he also privated the comment section of his new video where he's promoting his Prime energy drink. Dude's like, oh, cheese and crackers. My shady business is now making it harder for me to promote my real business. Gee, maybe you should just apologize instead of deflect and attack back. But here we are. And as I'm recording this, we've had quite the plot twist happen. Because Coffee tweeted out, Logan called me. He said he's deleting 2 responses and he's dropping the lawsuit threats. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refunds the victims of CryptoZoo. That's what matters. And apparently Logan...
Literally, it all should be about the victims. Every single thing should be about the victims.
Logan dropped a Discord message saying, hey y'all, I just wanted to update you guys. I deleted my initial response to Coffee's series. It was rash and misaligned with the true issue at hand. So I called him today and I apologize.
Exactly.
The war is not with Coffee. In fact, I'm grateful.
Thank God he just said it. The war is not with Coffee. Exactly.
Grateful he brought this to light. I'll be taking accountability, apologizing, and coming forward with a plan in the near future. Thank you all for believing in this project and sticking with me. I know it's been bumpy, but your support is everything to me, and I'll make this right. I mean, if only he did this from the beginning. But hey, it'll be interesting to see what his 3rd video looks like. 3rd time's a charm, I guess.
How many apology videos did Logan Paul make, bro? And how many of them actually worked? 0. It never worked. You gotta love the thumbnail as well. Like, the dude cried on his show there. Like, man, you just have to, like, Photoshop a dollar sign here. Like, you know, in Dumb and Dumber, where they were using the money to... Jesus, some people out there. Rich people. Rich people. Rich people's problem.